Pope Francis sat down for a historic interview with CBS News' Norah O'Donnell. One of the many topics the pontiff discussed with Norah was the migrant crisis here in the U.S. and the attempts to close the southern border, which he referred to as madness.
That is madness, sheer madness. To close the border and leave them there, that is madness. The migrant has to be received. Thereafter, you see how you're going to deal with them. Maybe you have to send them back. I don't know. But each case ought to be considered humanely, right?
CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay joins us now from Rome. So, Chris, strong words to describe the migrant situation. What else did the pontiff say about immigration?
Hey, Marie, he essentially doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on his open borders policy, his very liberal approach when it comes to welcoming migrants anywhere they're asking for help. Another thing that I thought was really touching was to hear about his own memories of his own grandparents who were immigrants from Italy to Argentina. He talked about how terribly they suffered all the time back then. So it really gave us a window into just how he hasn't forgotten about that experience of migration in his own family, and he clearly sees that when witnessing the migrant crisis today.
Pope Francis what did the pontiff say about his recent decision to allow priests to bless same-sex couples? You sort of described him as liberal, and some people have described him as liberal, and he's liberal in the context of the history of the Catholic Church, one could argue, but I don't think generally you would call it liberal.
Yeah, the Pope is still Catholic. That rang true on this topic, absolutely. He clarified, I think with the most depth that we've heard so far, what he meant by granting permission for priests to bless. It's not to bless same-sex couples, he underlined, but it's to bless the individuals in that couple. So now his critics would call this sophistry. His friends, those support him, would say this is just a classic Jesuitical tightrope, perhaps, that he's walking. Again, in the tradition of welcoming more and more people as many people as he can into the Catholic Church without abandoning church doctrine. And I just have to emphasize something, Anne-Marie, that this is really a historic interview. The first time any pope, has sat down with an American network broadcaster. So hats off to Norah, to our producer Anna Matranga for making this happen, and just a big congratulations to CBS News as well.
Yeah, we'll certainly echo that. Before we let you go, Chris, Pope Francis was also critical about really how the world has dealt with climate change. What did he say?
He said that we are at a point of no return. He was also very critical of wealthy countries. He said that they bear the brunt of the blame for leaving the biggest carbon footprint. And so they're the ones who send delegations and representatives to these fancy conferences and where they agree that change is going to happen, but then nothing really comes of it.
All right. Chris Livesay, thank you so much.